Hello, my friends. Let me ask you something. Have you ever picked up your phone just to check one thing and suddenly an hour has disappeared? Have you ever felt like your day was slipping away while you scrolled through someone else's life? Have you ever caught yourself reaching for your phone even when there was nothing new to see? If you said yes to any of these, you are not alone. Because we are living in a world where our screens are stealing our dreams, our focus, and our purpose. But here's the good news. 2025 is the year we take our power back. Let's talk about it. Every time you pick up your phone and start scrolling, you are stepping into a world carefully curated to show you only the best moments of someone else's life. You see the vacations, the success stories, the perfect relationships, the celebrations, but what you don't see are the struggles, the failures, the lonely nights, or the moments of doubt. You don't see the effort it took to get there, the countless setbacks, or the behind-the-scenes reality that every single person experiences. And yet, without even realizing it, you start comparing, you start measuring your everyday life against someone else's best moments. You begin questioning your own journey. Why am I not there yet? Why doesn't my life look like that? You start feeling like you're falling behind, like you're missing out, like what you have isn't enough. But let me tell you something, what you see on that screen is not real life. It's a highlight reel, a polished version of reality, edited for maximum impact. And if you keep chasing after a fantasy, you'll miss the beauty of your own reality. Think about it. When was the last time you shared a picture of yourself on a bad day? When you felt lost, when you failed at something, when you cried yourself to sleep? Probably never. And neither do they, because social media is designed to showcase the wins, not the losses. But the truth is, real life is messy. Real life is filled with ups and downs, moments of doubt and moments of triumph. And the only life that truly matters is the one you are living right now outside of that screen. So stop comparing your behind the scenes to someone else's highlight reel. Your journey is not supposed to look like theirs. You have your own path, your own timing, your own story to write. And it is just as valuable, just as meaningful, just as beautiful, but you will never see its full potential if you're too busy scrolling through someone else's. Lift your head up. Focus on your own growth, your own happiness, your own version of success. Because at the end of the day, the most important story you will ever live is your own. Make it count. Imagine if every time you scrolled through your phone, you were spending actual money. Imagine if every minute lost in an endless feed of posts, videos, and updates had a price tag attached to it. Would you still be so quick to give it away? Would you still let hours slip through your fingers without a second thought? Because here's the truth. Your time is your currency. It is the most valuable resource you have, and unlike money, you can never earn it back. Once it's spent, it's gone forever. And yet, so many of us are giving it away freely, carelessly to things that don't add value to our lives. We wake up, we check our phones, we sit down to work, we check our phones. We take a break, we check our phones. We go to bed, we check our phones one last time, and suddenly an hour has disappeared into nothingness. But here's what I want you to ask yourself. What could you be doing instead? What could you be building, creating, learning, or experiencing with the time that's slipping away? That book you've been meaning to write, that business idea you've been sitting on, that skill you've been wanting to master, that deeper connection you could have with the people around you? All of it is possible, but only if you stop wasting your most precious currency. Think about the most successful, fulfilled, and purpose-driven people in the world. Do you think they spend hours every day scrolling through social media, watching other people live their dreams? Number. They are out there using their time to create, to grow, to make an impact. They understand that every minute spent consuming is a minute not spent building their own future. And let's be clear, this isn't about never using your phone. Technology is powerful, and social media can be a tool for learning, connection, and even inspiration. But the problem isn't the tool, it's how we use it. Are you using your time to engage with meaningful content, to learn something new, to fuel your passion? Or are you just scrolling mindlessly, falling deeper into a trap that leaves you feeling drained and unfulfilled? Because every single day you are making a choice to invest your time in things that push you forward or to waste it on things that hold you back. A choice to be present in your life. From the moment you wake up, the world is competing for your attention. Your phone lights up with notifications, your social media feed is filled with content designed to keep you hooked, and before you even realize it, you've spent hours consuming, watching, scrolling, reacting. You're absorbing endless streams of other people's thoughts, ideas, and creations, while your own ideas, your own dreams, your own creativity sit untouched, waiting for you to reclaim them. But here's what I need you to understand. You were not created to be a passive consumer of life. You were created to create. You were given a mind that can dream, hands that can build, a voice that can inspire. You were designed to contribute, to innovate, to bring something unique into this world that no one else can. Yet every time you lose yourself in endless consumption, you silence that creative spark inside of you. Think about it. Every great artist, every successful entrepreneur, every visionary leader, what do they have in common? They don't spend their time watching what everyone else is doing. They don't get lost in the noise of social media, constantly consuming other people's lives. They create, they bring ideas to life, they take risks, they make things happen. And the only reason they succeed is because they choose to spend their time creating rather than consuming. But right now, many of us are stuck in a cycle. We wake up and immediately reach for our phones. We let the world tell us what to think, what to want, what to care about. We spend our free time watching instead of doing. We let our dreams take a backseat while we watch other people chase theirs. And at the end of the day, we wonder why we feel unfulfilled, why we feel like something is missing. What's missing is you, your ideas, your creativity, your unique contribution to the world. The more time you spend consuming, the more you suppress your own potential. And the longer you stay in that cycle, the harder it becomes to break free. I need you to make a decision today. Are you going to be a spectator in your own life, watching from the sidelines as others build their dreams? Or are you going to step into your power, tap into your creativity, and start bringing your own vision to life? Because the world doesn't need more people mindlessly scrolling. The world needs more creators, more thinkers, more doers. And I promise you there is something inside of you waiting to be unleashed. Whether it's a story you need to tell, a business you need to build, a movement you need to start, it's there. And it's waiting for you to choose creation over consumption. Put down the phone, pick up a pen, a paintbrush, a camera, write the book, start the project, build the dream. Do the thing you've been putting off because you've been too busy watching everyone else. Because at the end of your life, you won't remember the videos you watched, the posts you liked, or the trends you followed. You'll remember the things you created, the impact you made, the life you truly lived. You were not put here just to consume what others have made. You were put here to create something that lasts. Every time you pick up your phone and start scrolling, you are stepping into a carefully designed trap. A world built by algorithms that don't care about your peace of mind, your happiness, or your mental well-being. Their only purpose is to keep you engaged, to keep you scrolling, to keep you coming back for more. They know exactly what to show you to trigger a reaction, whether it's excitement, anger, jealousy, or insecurity. And the longer you stay hooked, the more valuable you become to them. But here's the problem. While the algorithm is thriving, you're suffering. You start comparing yourself to unrealistic standards. You start feeling anxious when you don't get enough likes, comments, or validation. You start questioning your worth based on digital metrics that mean absolutely nothing in real life. And slowly, without even realizing it, your mental health takes a hit. You find yourself feeling restless, unable to focus, constantly distracted by the need to check your phone. You feel drained, overstimulated, bombarded with information, opinions, and negativity that were never meant to occupy your mind in the first place. You start feeling like you're never doing enough, never achieving enough, never living up to the expectations that social media has placed on you. And yet, you keep coming back. Because the algorithm has trained you to seek that next dopamine hit, that next notification, that next moment of validation. And it's not just about social media. The constant exposure to bad news, the pressure to always be available, the endless cycle of notifications, all of it contributes to a level of mental exhaustion that our minds were never meant to handle. It's no wonder so many people feel anxious, overwhelmed, and emotionally drained. We are plugged in 24/7, but disconnected from ourselves. The worst part is, many of us don't even realize how much of our mental health has been sacrificed to this digital world. We think it's normal to feel restless when we're away from our phones, to struggle with focus, to constantly compare ourselves to others. We convince ourselves that we need to stay online, to stay updated, to stay relevant, but at what cost? The cost is your peace of mind. The cost is your ability to be present. The cost is your ability to truly rest, to recharge, to exist without feeling like you need to perform for an audience. The cost is your self-worth being tied to things that were never meant to define you. And the truth is, the algorithm will never stop. It will keep evolving, keep learning, keep finding new ways to keep you engaged. It will continue to push content designed to keep you scrolling, even when you know it's not good for you. It will continue to manipulate your emotions because your attention is the product. It will keep feeding you whatever it takes to keep you addicted. Think back to the moments in your life that truly meant something. The moments that made you feel alive, the moments that made your heart race, the moments that left you breathless. Were they spent staring at a screen? Or were they the times you laughed so hard your stomach hurt? The times you stood in awe of a sunset? The times you felt the warmth of a hug that melted your worries away? The best moments in life don't come with a filter. They don't need a caption, a hashtag, or a perfectly curated angle. They are raw, unplanned, and full of emotion. They happen in the spaces where connection is real, where a conversation stretches into the early hours of the morning, where the sound of someone's laughter is so contagious that you forget everything else, where the air is thick with energy at a concert, where a deep conversation with a loved one brings clarity you didn't even know you needed. But too often, we miss these moments because we are too busy trying to capture them instead of experiencing them. We reach for our phones before we reach for the hands of the people we love. We interrupt real joy to make sure we get the perfect shot. We sacrifice presence for performance, trading genuine connection for digital validation. We scroll through pictures of places we've never been, instead of stepping outside and feeling the world with our own senses. We watch other people's experiences instead of creating our own. We live through a screen, convincing ourselves that we are connected when in reality we are more disconnected than ever. When was the last time you sat with someone and gave them your full attention? No distractions, no notifications, no urge to check your phone. When was the last time you allowed yourself to be fully immersed in the moment without feeling the need to document it? When was the last time you did something purely for the experience, not for the post? We were not designed to live our lives through pixels and screens. We were meant to feel, to touch, to taste, to see with our own eyes, not through the lens of a camera, not through the highlight reels of others, but through the full, unfiltered beauty of real life. Technology is powerful, and yes, it allows us to capture memories, share experiences, and stay connected in ways that were once unimaginable. But there is a difference between using technology as a tool and allowing it to become a barrier between us and real life. There is a difference between recording a moment and truly living in it. Somewhere along the way, we started believing that if something isn't shared online, it didn't happen. That if we don't post about it, it isn't real. But the truth is, the most beautiful, meaningful, and transformative moments in life are the ones that don't make it to social media. The moments that no one else sees. The moments that exist only in your memory. The moments that belong to you and the people you shared them with. Real happiness isn't measured in likes or views. It's measured in the depth of your experiences, the strength of your relationships, the richness of the moments that take your breath away. It's in the conversations that change you, the adventures that make your heart race, the quiet, simple joys that remind you what it means to be human. And yet, too many of us are letting these moments slip away. We are trading real laughter for emojis, real love for digital attention, real experiences for virtual escapes. We are so afraid of missing out on what's happening online that we forget what's happening right in front of us. Conclusion: stop scrolling yourself in 2025. My friends, we are standing at a crossroads. One path keeps us trapped in an endless cycle of distraction, comparison, and lost time. The other leads us back to ourselves, back to presence, back to purpose, back to the life we were meant to live. In 2025, we are not letting the algorithm dictate our emotions. We are not spending our days watching someone else's highlight reel while our own dreams collect dust. We are not wasting our most valuable parenchymatinian things that do not serve us. We are stepping out of the role of passive consumers and stepping into the role of creators. We are reclaiming our peace, our focus, and our joy. Because life is happening right now, in front of us. The real connections, the real moments, the real memories, they are waiting for us, not in a screen, but in the world beyond it. And the question you must ask yourself today is this: are you going to scroll through another year, or are you going to live it? The choice is yours. Make it count.